Hello, welcome to SCR1TNO Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm currently coming to you from Portmaddock in North Wales, where I'm on holiday. This is episode 19 and it is Sunday the 12th of May 2019. Hello. Right, okay, so this is going to be totally random, totally off project, off everything. There may or may not be additional content at the end, which will be a record of what I've done this week with the holiday. I'm not sure how well that's come out, so I won't know until editing. So if it's okay, it'll be at the end. Feel free to skip it if that's not what you're here for, if you're just here for the knitting. And if it's absolutely hopeless, it won't be on there. Yeah, hello, welcome. Couple of admin things. We have got a Ravlery group. We've got two cows going on at the moment. One is for Stephen West's Penguono and the other is for Scrappy Projects, which is the May Mini Madness this long, but isn't actually going to finish in May. It'll finish in August. All the rules and regs are in the Ravlery group, so if you search for us in Ravlery in the groups tab, all the rules and regs are on that. I won't get into that today. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. This is not the normal layout of this podcast. I am on holiday. This is very much going to be more of a vlog than it is of a pod. Right, what have I been working on? I have been working on my Understated. This is the Understated by Hokey Locatelli, and it has loads of stuff in the top of it. I obviously made sure when I packed this that I had everything, and I packed the project at the bottom. Whoops. So, putting this all back's going to be fun, isn't it? Here we go. This is my Understated, and it's a great needle cozy from Busy Pottering, and very kindly sent me a load before I came on holiday because I suddenly realised I had all of mine are in projects and I needed some. So she very kindly sent me some. I'm going to send her some yarn back. So this is my Understated. That's where I was last podcast. So I have managed to knit down to there. Mainly because the last podcast, I don't know what was wrong with YouTube, but it did not like my podcast last week. It took me ages to get it to upload. So I'm just knitting on this. Doesn't look much. Possibly looks better from that side, to be honest. And this yarn is Merino DK, and it is Stranded Dye Works in her Flower Crown colourway, and it's really, really pretty. I should say I'm probably going to get interrupted by hubby in a minute because he's making breakfast, so he's going to give me a yell when breakfast is ready. So yeah, so I worked on that. I am going to sit here and put all this back because otherwise I won't know where everything is. And I've made enough of a mess sitting here in front of me as it is. I did take some footage actually before I started on my phone, so you can see the mess. Oops, the mess I'm making. But whether that makes it into the final cut or not, I don't know. Right, so that's my Understated. And then I'm also doing an Understated for Kelly of Lay Family Yarns, who wants some samples knit up. So I offered to do her an Understated, and she wanted one for her daughter Meg. And I haven't got quite so much on the top of this one. So this is the yarn I'm using. It's a grey colourway. Don't know whether it's got a name. Kelly, has it got a name? If it has, let me know. And this is an example of when ball winders attack. What's going on with that? I hadn't even noticed. What's going on with that? I mean, that's a normal one. What did it do? Looks a bit like a beehive. So that's the yarn. It's really pretty grey. And I have got another needle cozy. And where was I? I've done a lot on this one. This is where all my knitting's gone this week. This is where I was, where the little black cat is. And I have finished all the rest of that front. And I've managed to join it in the round. So this is now going round and round like a giant sock, which is perfect car knitting. So as we're travelling around North Wales, hubby very kindly drives, and I just get to sit there and knit and record a bit, to be fair. I do some of the recording as well. So what you're going to see, hopefully at the end, is what I've recorded. And I've recorded it more for me and Ian to look back on than to show you. So there's going to be a lot of driving, there's going to be a lot of scenery. I may speed it up, I may not, because if it makes me feel sick, because I suffer from watching things, it makes me sick. If it makes me feel sick, I'll know it'll make you feel sick, so I won't do it. But yeah, so it's more of a record for what we're doing. So yeah, hopefully you will enjoy it too. So yeah, that's as far as I've got. So I'm just going round and round and round. And I finished both the other balls, and I've started those two now. As I said, that one looks a bit like a beehive. I do not know what my ball winder was thinking. Slightly concerned I didn't notice that either, but hey. So yeah, that has been what I've knit the most, I'll be honest, this week. And I'm loving it. It's so much fun to knit. It's a great pattern. It's Hokey Locatelli understated sweater from Inspiration Book 6, which is her collab with Vera Valimaki. It's available both in book form and on Ravlery. I have got it on Ravlery, otherwise I would show you the book, but mine's just the Ravlery download. So that's that one. Let's get this put down back. And this is in my bag from So Sweet Violet that Kelly got me, which I love. Oh,
Sharon,
yeah.
get this set up.
Perfect.
Coming now?
Yeah, I'll come now. That's my breakfast call. I shall get... Right, remind me I'm on socks when I get back, yeah? You need to sit there, and when I come back you need to yell, socks. Socks. I might leave them on the chair, then I might remember. I will be back. This is the equivalent of the normal Tesco's interruption, isn't it? Only today, it's breakfast. I'm back. Breakfasted. It was a very nice breakfast. Porridge and hot cross buns. Yummy. Right, where was I? Socks. That's where I was, wasn't it? That was the other thing I've done this week, and that's living in my little vintage fair bag from Duckpool Lane. It's such a pretty bag, this. And I completed, although I didn't sew in the ends, the inverse jelly sock of the pair I showed you last week. So last week the main bit was in this one and the toe was in this, so I've swapped them around. And this is yarn from Woolly Goodness. This is her self-striping. Isn't that pretty? Her self-striping is amazing. It's so pretty. And then that's a speckle with a bit of sparkle in it. I'm hoping that the lighting's okay in here. I'm kind of working with what I've got. But yeah, I've got to sew in my ends. And I only did that one. But to be honest, between that and all the work on the understated, that's quite a bit of knitting last week. And obviously I worked full-time Monday and Tuesday. So, no I didn't. I worked full-time Tuesday and Wednesday because Monday was a bank holiday, which is when I did this. So I didn't have a huge amount of knitting time on Tuesday and Wednesday, but since then I've got a little tad done. So yeah, that's that. I have got that much left of that one. This is nearly reaching being made into mini stage, and that one left, much left of that one. So I've got to do the second sock, which I might get on with actually, and then that's another pair of jellies, which I'm really excited about, and they can be entered into Amy of the Stranded podcasts this long, her roller derby, because it's for any pattern by Myra Catherine Briner, who is the designer behind Orange Knits, and that was her jelly roll sock pattern. So that's that. What's next? Cozy memory. Have brought this on holiday with me. I do love my cozy memory blanket. I am in the middle of doing a 2-day square. I didn't quite get that done before I got up. And there is now a story behind this. So I got to see my friend Kelly from Les Family Yarn on Friday. And last year I did her a sort of birthday countdown of minis and wrapped them up for her to her birthday. And bless her, she's done the same for me. So I have a giant bag of minis to open. Ah, so fab. So I've started using those. So I'm going to go through what I've got. So this is this week's side. Now these are from my lovely friend Katie, who's our fab moderator in our Ravlery group and an all-round super person. So she sent me that one. I love that, that's so pretty. And that one. Then these two are from a bag I've got that I had in my stocking for Christmas that my darling daughter Katie, not the same as Katie as the moderator, there's so many Katies in my life, she put together a Christmas stocking for me and she put some minis in it, and these are, I think that one was Nora George and I think that's Kelly, so I think that's Les Family Yarn. And then these two are from the birthday countdown that Kelly's doing for me. I know that colourway is called Shiny Happy People. I can't remember who it's by. So that hopefully will be in the vlog at the end when I opened it yesterday. And then this is from Fine Fish Yarns, this one on the end. That's the one I'm doing today, which I will hopefully finish when I'm editing this in a bit. So yeah, that's my... Oh, and also when I finish this one, I will have squared it off. So I'm hoping I may have some pictures of this squared off. If not this week, it'll be in next week's, because I don't know whether I'll get this finished before I finish editing. So one way or another, there'll be. If not, it'll be on Instagram. I'll do something with it. So that's that. What's next? I've got a little bit of acquisition, which only I can have acquisitions and be away. My husband's proud of me. To be fair, I've brought this one with me. This came during the week. And it's the Yarn Badger, and it's her party range, and this one's Invitation. It's a self-striping, and if you go and look on her Instagram, she's the Yarn Badger on Instagram. If you go and look at her Instagram, you'll see how it knits up. It is so pretty. I absolutely fell in love with it, and it sparkles too. And she's just released... What was the one you just released? Was it Confetti? Can't remember. But I've bought that one too. So that one hopefully will be waiting for me when I get back. But it's so pretty. So I want to cast this on, so I brought that with me. Then I've also got this. This was arriving as I was leaving, so I grabbed it. It's a project bag. Now this is Donna Makes Bags. It's a collab with Knit Style Yarns. It says we don't camp, we glamp, which is what we do. Without a doubt. You'll see that in the summer when you see our setup for camping. And it came with this amazing yarn. I'm assuming it's going to microstripe. It's so pretty. And that's a 80/20. It goes with the bag. I think we can safely say she nailed that. Brilliant. So yeah, I brought that with me. It arrived just as I was leaving. So that's that. And then, now I get to talk a bit. So on Friday, I got to go and spend the day with Kelly from Les Family Yarns, who is my best friend. And we had a fab day. And she made my year by allowing me to dye my own skein of yarn. Never in a million years I ever think I'd be dyeing my own yarn. I mean, when she told me, my face was a picture. It was so sweet. And basically, this is what I dyed. And it's greens and purples and pinks, and it's a speckle. And I'm so pleased with it. Now, I'm the sort of person who, when she paints and mixes paints, I end up with black because I'm so totally useless with colours. So Kelly was very patient with me because I was absolutely terrified because I didn't really want to ruin a skein of yarn. I mean, you know, I was absolutely terrified, and she was so patient. She showed me how to do it, and I'm so pleased with my results. So I should ignore my really bad skeining. The girls at Hedgehog Fibres would be absolutely disgusted with me because they taught me how to skein yarn when I visited their factory last year. So there we go. So that's definitely an acquisition. It's definitely going to be socks. So special. And Kelly's got a skein, and Megan, her daughter's got a skein. So we've got a friendship skein, and I love it. So pleased with it. And so also while I was there, I picked up a couple of, because you know, who's going to go to Leigh Family Yarn and not come back with yarn? So I picked up a couple of sets that I'd bought, and this is the Mango Sunset. This is part of Kelly's cocktail range, and this is called Mango Sunset. I absolutely love it. So that's that one. And then this one is Blueberry Mojito, which I didn't realise was a thing because I love mojitos. I didn't know you could get blueberry ones. I'll have to try that. Not that I really drink, but I do like the odd mojito. So yeah, it's so pretty. It's speckles in the back of that. Lovely. So that's brilliant. And bless her heart, as part of my birthday present, she had this done for me for the podcast. How fab is that? Because I always have a drink when I'm doing this. I normally edit out me drinking because I hadn't realised until I started doing this how much noise I make when I drink. But so I have got a cup of tea, and that is my lovely mug. So sweet. Such a fab time. Absolutely brilliant. So that's it, I think, for knitting. So if that's all you're here for, thank you very much for joining me this week. I will see you next week, hopefully. If not, if you're interested in what we've been up to over the last week, so we left home Thursday night, drove up to East Midlands Airport. My husband spots aeroplane, so he was in his element, and then he drove me to Kelly's, and then I went from Kelly. He went from Kelly's, went spotting to all the local aerodromes and airports local to Kelly, and then he picked me up from Kelly's, went back to East Midlands Airport overnight on Friday night, and then yesterday we drove from East Midlands Airport to North Wales. So we're staying in a place called Porthmadog. It's beautiful. I mean, the house is amazing. The house is huge. It's a Sykes cottage that we've hired for a week. I don't think either of us realised just quite how big this cottage is. It's massive. In fact, yesterday when I arrived, there's a laundry room that way at the end of the house, and I couldn't find it the second time. I was like, where is it? What happened? There's also 2 lounges. So I'm in one at the moment, which we've laughingly called the knitting lounge, because all my knitting's in here at the minute. And there's a whole other one next door, and there's a dining room, and it's huge, massive, but it's lovely. It's really lovely. It's a beautiful location. We're overlooking a golf club, so it's very green, very pretty. The sea is just literally down there, and I think if it'd been winter we could see the sea, but because the trees have got leaves on there you can't. Hubby's going off to explore down there in a minute. So we're going to tour around here for the next week, and then on Saturday we leave for South Wales. So I will try and do some vlogs during the week, so I've got some content for next weekend's podcast, because at the moment I'm afraid all I'm knitting on is the understated, really. And I desperately want to cast on a shawl. So if you're a regular viewer, and if you are, thank you so much, you'll know that I lost my Maytham shawl by Helen Stewart. It's just gone, it's disappeared. I'm probably actually more upset about the fact that I've lost the project bag it was in, because it was a hedgehog project bag from Busy Pottering, which I adored. It's gone. I can't find it anywhere. It now officially is nowhere to be found. You know, you think there's no way I could have thrown these things out, but equally it's nowhere to be found. So I don't know. So I decided I wanted to cast on another one, because I saw on Ravlery someone has made a multicoloured one, and it's so pretty. And if you saw, I'm not sure whether it's last week or the week before, I had a shawl set from Toad Hollow, which originally I'd put aside thinking I'd make jelly roll socks out of, but it would be perfect for this multicoloured Maytham shawl. So I'm like, I really want to cast that on. I've bought a spare project bag, I've bought the yarn, I've bought my needle, my needles right, threader, no, my ball winder, my Swift, and the needles. So I could. And then part of me was like, oh, I'll just cast it on, it could be my holiday project. I'm like, no, I need to get these sweaters on. At the rate I'm going, oh. You see, this is how the knitting project was born, was because I have so many whips, I need a way of controlling them. And not being allowed to cast something on until I cast something off is a really good way of doing that. And this is what happens when I go off project. So, in my head, I am going to get these two understateds finished, then I'm going back on project. We will see. It probably won't happen. Anyway, that's it from me here. As I said, hopefully there'll be some vlog footage following. If you stick around and watch that, thank you very much. And I'm really hoping that the Wi-Fi is going to be good enough here to upload it. What might happen, and I warn you now, is that there may not be footage at the end. I may end up uploading this bit and then uploading the vlog separately, because it will depend on how well the Wi-Fi goes. If it drops out after half an hour, then I might be better off splitting things up. You will know this, what's happened, once you've watched it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to clear up because I've made a mess, and try and get some of this edited before we head out. It's a beautiful day. We're going to go and drive around a peninsula. I want to take this camera with me, so yeah, I need to get a move on. Hope you all have a great week wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.